Hey, yo, YouTube is D-Fish fan, bringing you another deck profile on what else but my Gravekeepers. So, I've decided to come back into Yugi, like full-fledged, like head first, like let's go to locals every week type of come back into Yugi. And I actually went to locals, not with this exact deck list, but with the card D build. I'm not sure if I did deck profile on it, or I know I did one. I'm not sure if I ever posted it. It was the deck list that I went to Worlds with, and it was good. It was good when I won. It felt very fluid and everything working together right, like I anticipated. But when I lost, it was handful of monsters, no protection for those monsters at all, outside of Necro Valley, and me relying too much on being able to pop with Descendant to get around stuff and attack, which isn't really how GKs are supposed to be run. So that's the main reason why I got away from that deck list. I still am going to consider it for the future, but as of right now, in the state of the format, this is a wonderful format, by the way. Kudos to you, Konami. But I think this is going to be the type of GKs that is successful, which is back row heavy. Protect the monsters that you do have, and stay one step ahead in terms of the side deck. So that's what I'm going for in this deck list. I actually got some help from a friend of mine that goes to the locals out here, whose YouTube name is thecalieffect. I'll go ahead and put that in the description and also an annotation as well. Definitely go check it out. He has great content on his channel and very frequent content as well. And I think he's doing even a giveaway right now for a World of Prophecy card. So definitely free cards are free. Nice. Um, so let's get on with the deck list. I'll run it down really quick and then explain some of my choices. So 2 Veiler, 1 Assailant, 3 Commandants, 2 Descendant, 3 Recruiter, 3 Spy, 1 Malefic Stardust. Allure, Book of Moon, Dark Hole, 3 Gravekeeper Stele, 1 MST, 3 Necro Valley, 3 Duality, 1 Royal Tribute, and 2 Spellbook of Wisdom. 1 Bottomless, 1 Compulse, 2 Dimensional Prison, 2 Phoenix Chain, 1 Solemn Warning, 1 Torrential Tribute, and 1 Vanity's Emptiness. For the side deck, Malefic Cyberend times 3, the other 2 Mystical Space Typhoons, 2 Power Filter, 2 Deck Devastation Virus, 1 Eradicator Epidemic Virus, 3 Skill Drain, and 2 Summon Limit. For the extra deck, it's pretty much what you prefer for rank 4s and rank 3s. I think the key components would be 3 Cyberends for your Malefic and the Stardust as well. Cataster, just in case with the Veiler, Abyss Dweller, Gaga Cowboy, Gemini Pearl, Black Ship, and Key Beetle, and Photon. Those would probably be like the ones I would say for sure have in here. The rest is pretty much up to you. Alright, so let's talk about my choices. I left in the Veilers. I was considering taking them out, but I just feel that they're too strong in this format. Being a back row reliant deck, my whole goal of the game, of the set, is to stop my opponent from setting up. Now if I go second, I'm not really able to do that unless of course I open with the effect Veiler. This can stop so many turn 1 plays, so many setups by just discarding it, that it's almost a necessity, this format, I would say, in most decks. Even decks like these where you try to commit everything to the field and protect it, but a hand trap is a hand trap, and this one's a very good one. So I decided to keep those in. The GK deck count the monster count has not changed for me whatsoever for like the last couple formats. This is the one that works for me, and I feel it works very well. Malefic Stardust, I was very close to taking it out. I decided against it at the last second because there's still situations where it disrupts your opponent really bad. Although the Cali effect made a great point saying, triple MST is there, but how many are actually running it? I would say every deck, if not most decks, run 2. Some even run 1, like myself. I just run the 1. So, like, his argument was that that would lean towards not running Malefic Stardust. But in actuality, or at least in my brain, the way I see it is to run Malefic Stardust, because that means that is gonna draw that MST, those one or two MSTs, towards other targets rather than my Necro Valley, because I do have Malefic Stardust out there to protect it. So I think it'll work great, but nonetheless, I'm still going to do play testing and keep it in mind. You never know. This could be completely different in a couple weeks, you know. But I'll be updating you guys and bringing you any changes that I do make. So let's see what else we got. Oh, Spellbook of Wisdom. Okay, this card was one that I've considered in the past because it requires a spellcaster, and you know, obviously they're all spellcasters. But I don't know, I couldn't actually see a reason when I would need it. But this format brings up the perfect reason. There's a lot of fucking back row out there that's gonna disrupt me. So instead of having to run Lance, which I've tried to fit into this deck a couple times, but the ruling where, well, I mean, the way that the game mechanics work, where it's unaffected by spell cards, including Necro Valley. That really hurts me because, you know, that turns a 2000 Descendant into a 700 attack Descendant, which is a huge difference, you know. So even if I'm able to protect the Descendant after I pop or something, like Chain Lance and stuff, it's at 700 attack. What the fuck am I going to be able to do? I can't really run over anything in this format. I can maybe attack directly for 700, but was that really worth putting the Lance in there? I don't know. But with Spellbook of Wisdom, I can choose either spells or traps. So if I choose traps, I still have the Necro Valley bonus on my Gravekeeper monsters, so I don't have to worry about that. And traps, of course, are going to be the main reason why I would play Wisdom. If it was a spell that I was worried about, let's say like a Book of Moon on an important Descendant play or something, then, you know, I'm most likely trying to pop with Descendant. I'm not trying to attack with him, so it still serves its purpose. And I think it's a little bit more versatile than Lance in this deck, and a lot better for that reason. So when it comes to back row, more effect negation with Phoenix Chain in a company with Effect Veiler. So I think that will help a lot against cards that I really struggle with, like Ophion. Although Ophion doesn't really stop me from summoning monsters because I don't play high level monsters outside of the Malefics, Ophion hurts me in the fact that I just can't get over it. Like, the way I get over beaters is Descendant popping it, but you know, you can't always rely on that, and especially with the other ways that I have, like Dark Hole to get rid of it, Torrential, Dimensional Prison, all these shits right here. They can just infestation it and then protect it. So, I mean, it's just, now obviously that's just a certain case with Ophion, but I mean, Phoenix Chain is good against many of the cards that I can't get over. So I just can't think of any more right now, but that's why it's in there, and more disruption for the setting up as well. Dimensional Prison, not only is it a good card, it's pretty much in here for Stardust as well, because if someone gets out of Stardust against me, it takes so many resources and so much time to get around that Stardust in this deck. To be able to have two cards that just say, alright, I don't have to deal with you anymore, is amazing. So that's the main reason why it's in here, but also it's just a great card, this format. It really is. Vanity's Emptiness. I decided to run a main deck. I was trying to get two in here, but I just couldn't cut anything. I was thinking about cutting the last MST, but I wanted to try to keep that in. I was thinking about cutting one Wisdom or the Malefic Stardust, but Vanity's Emptiness at 1 I think will still have an effect on that game 1, and a very good one as well, because it does shut down so many decks. But you know, there are a lot of cases like I said, Gravekeepers commit everything to the field. So most likely, I'm just gonna flip Vanity's Emptiness, say a giant fuck you to your special summon, and then it's gonna get destroyed next turn because I have to use my resources. I have to go through my recruiter searches. I had to play the Stealth to get the +1s. I had to discard. Oh well, it doesn't matter from hand, so I can still use Veiler and Commandant with Emptiness. But nonetheless, you get the point that I'm gonna be using stuff pretty much every turn from the field. So Vandy's emptiness is not going to stay around very long. But nonetheless, it's still very good if you play around it. Alright, guys, so that was the deck list. The side deck, I mean, there's a couple tech cards that I probably should explain, but I'm just not going to right now. We have the power filters, the deck devies, and the summon limits are probably the unique ones. Skill Drain Malefic should be pretty obvious as to why those are in there. But nonetheless, let me know what you guys think. This deck has been working great for me for so long, and I'm going to continue updating it for you guys and going to locals with it and letting you know how I do. I was able to get top 8 this last weekend with the card D build, so I'm hoping that I perform better with this build next weekend. So I'll let you guys know, keep you guys updated, and trying to get you guys more deck profiles as well, which would be my ideal situation. So yeah, like, comment, favorite, subscribe, all that good shit, and I will see you guys later. How the fuck do I get out of here? Oh yeah.